Okay, so the first piece of Python as a language is variables. And most of you have probably some familiarity with variables if you've taken advanced math or even algebra, things like that. So a variable in an algebraic equation is like x equals 3 plus 5. So x is equal to what? Anyone? 8, right? So the variable x represents the value of the sum of 3.5. So in Python, variables are a container. And that's how I want you to think of variables, and I'll even speak about them that way. But a variable is a container that holds data. And a variable allows me to put something in the container. And then later on, if I want to, I can take something out of that container and put something else in the container. That's why it's called a variable, because the value or the thing that's in the container can change. So the data in the variable is called a value. So if I say, what is the value of x? What I'm asking you is, what is in the container that's called x? What's in there? The value variable can change. And later on, this will make more sense, but please remember, in Python, a variable is an object or class, which is not important now, but it will be important later. In Python, we have certain rules for naming variables. Okay? Variable names must start with either a letter or the underscore. It looks like a hyphen, but it's the one that's down below the baseline. So they cannot start with a number. They can include numbers. They can include A through Z, uppercase and lowercase, 0 through 9, and the underscore character. Also, variable names are what we call case sensitive. So in my pie chart here, a variable name might look like first name like this. Okay, so that's a variable. And AI is trying to help me. No, thank you, AI. I don't want it. Okay, I could say age equals 25. Nice try. So first name is a variable. Age is a variable. Obviously, the data in them is different. But also, if I say age equals 25, those look like the same thing. They're the same word. But remember, Python doesn't understand words in English. It understands functions. But what I've done is I've created two different variables that are very similar. The difference is one has a capital A, the other has a lowercase a. Python sees those as completely different, completely unrelated variables. So remember, when you are creating variables, pay attention to uppercase and lowercase letters because that means something. Now, I can start a variable with that in front of it, with an underscore in front of it. However, for actual regular variables in your programs, I want you to not start or end with underscore. Even though you can, I'm going to have you not do that because those are reserved for special types of variables that we'll get to later in the class. But for now, just don't start or end with underscore. In fact, I would recommend keeping your variable names to uppercase and lowercase letters mostly. Occasionally, you can put a number in there. But notice that when I'm naming my variables, I'm also describing what the variable represents. A variable like this is a legal variable, right? X equals 10. But what is X? What does that represent? You have no idea, right? And while you might know in your head when you're creating the program the first time, if you write a variable that doesn't describe what it represents, if you can name it something that doesn't describe what it represents, then go away for a week and come back and try and read your own code. it's likely that you won't even remember what that is. And if you do enough of this, where you have like y equals 100, z equals 80, z equals, you get the idea. And you're using those in your code to do different things, they're going to get very confusing really fast. So you want to name variables not just according to the rules, but you want to make your variable names mean something to you so that you can get back to those later. So I